Hi, ladies. My name is Suzanne, and I have been good friends with your advisor, Sister Rodriguez, for a long time. And she wanted me to just talk to you a little bit during your activity tonight about some of the things that I have learned and experienced as I have actually gone through a really major change in my lifestyle and in the way not only that I look, but more importantly, the way that I feel about myself. When I think back on where you guys are, I am so glad I'm not there anymore, to be honest, and here's why. I realize that you right now, you young women are going through the one of the most challenging times in your lives. And I think the reason that is because so much is changing. Your bodies are changing, and that's always so much fun to deal with. But not only that, your perception of yourself, how you feel about yourself. I remember distinctly in high school feeling so there was this feeling that it was so important what my friends thought of me. And I know that's how you feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, like with wanting people to accept you and wanting them to love you. But I just want to touch on something tonight that I really think is important for you to remember as you go through these years, as you are in a time that has those challenges. Yes, I understand that you want to be accepted by those around you, but please, 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 don't forget who you are. Don't forget how valuable you are in the eyes of your parents and your leaders. These women who have brought you together tonight for this activity, they love you so much, and they want you to be successful and happy in your life, in your lives, and don't forget how important you are to your Heavenly Father. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what I've learned that's really helped me to keep that in perspective, because I'll tell you something, how you feel about yourself now is not going to change unless you change. If you don't feel beautiful for whatever reason, whether you feel like you're chubby, or that your eyes aren't big enough, or that your eyebrows, look at my eyebrows. I don't do anything to my eyebrows. I know that's the cool thing right now, to do stuff with your eyebrows, to like color them in and make them the right shape. And I have no idea what that's all about. That's not me. But I'll tell you what, the way that you feel about yourself, it's not going to change unless something about you changes. And so what I've realized is that in order to feel good about myself, I needed to take better care of myself. And there are two things that I'm just going to talk really briefly on about that tonight. The first of which is that you need to make sure that you are giving yourself the proper nutrition that it needs. And believe me, I'm the first one to tell you that I love French fries. I love fast food, and I'm not even ashamed of that, except for the fact that if that's all you eat, it's actually going to do a lot of damage to your body. And whether right now you're gaining weight because of it or not, it's not good for your body. And some of you may notice that you get headaches in the afternoon, or that your body reacts poorly to other things sometimes. And one of the reasons that is because if you are not giving your body proper nutrition, those good fruits and veggies mom's always encouraged you to eat, and if you're not paying attention to just how you feel when you eat certain things and trying to eat better foods most of the time, you will see over time negative effects. And that's where I ended up. As an adult, I ended up being heavy and really out of shape. And I've now had 2 kids and really struggled with my weight still, because I didn't learn how to fuel my body properly with good food. And I'm just learning these lessons now. And so I think that if you can figure out now to say no to the large fry, or to not drink a soda every day, or to drink more water, or to have an apple instead of a bag of chips. Just simple things that you'll realize that those simple things will make the biggest difference. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, and this has been huge for me, is moving. I don't mean moving to another house. I mean moving as in exercise. And I don't really like that word, exercise, because it just sounds like a grueling task that you have to do. What I would suggest and what I would encourage each of you young ladies to do is to find something that you like to do, whether it is going for bike rides or running or Zumba. Oh my gosh, I love Zumba. Or if it's team sports, I know some of you probably love team sports. Some of you are like, that's so not my thing. But if you can find something like that that gets your body moving, it makes such a difference. When I started to work out regularly, now I work out 6 days a week, most weeks, and it's not a lot. I would never say that I'm like an avid exerciser. I don't even know if you can be. I guess you can be an avid exerciser. Some people, that's their hobby and that's what they love, and that's great. But I would suggest that for the health of your body, and I'll get into a little bit more of the connection between your body and your spirit, but for the health of your body, making sure that you move regularly is going to help. And it's not about weight. I don't want you to, as teenage girls, I don't want you to get fixated on weight. Some of you are going to always be a little bit heavier than others. And some of you are going to always wish you had a little bit more somewhere on your body and that you can't keep weight on. I know that there's a huge spectrum of where everybody fits in. That's always going to be the case. And no matter how old you get, there's always going to be people who look different than you, better than you, worse than you, whatever. And what I want you to get out of the habit of right now is comparing yourselves to others. Elder Uchtdorf said that. He's like, if you are, talking, gossiping, backbiting, any of those things, what does he say? He says, stop it. And the same thing goes for comparing ourselves with other women, other girls. Honestly, that is the number one way that you will be unhappy with yourself. Because let me tell you, there will always be somebody who you will wish you had their fill in the blank. And the reality is, that's not how Heavenly Father made you. And He made you perfect in His eyes. He created you to be the exact perfect right combination so that you could do what He needed you to do here. Now back to why exercise is so important. It's not about weight. Let me say that one more time. It's not about losing weight. It's about how you feel. And when you move and when you get stronger and when you improve your time or how you hit the ball, or if you get better at dribbling, or whether it's that tumbling routine you're working on, as you improve and you succeed at that, it is so encouraging and uplifting, and it's motivating. And there's this little thing called endorphins. And if there is no other reason that you get yourself moving on a regular basis, I would say do it for the endorphins. And it's this little chemical thing that happens in our bodies. I won't go into details, but it's this chemical reaction that happens, and it creates a positive flooding of positive feelings in your body. And we all need that. We all need that on a regular basis. And especially where I know sometimes high school can be hard, middle school can be hard. That is such a great way to get yourself some positive feelings and to feel good and to improve yourself. I don't want to go on for super long, but I just want you all to know that the thing that's affected most when you take care of yourself is your spirit. When we take care of our physical bodies, it gives us the opportunity to be in tune with how we feel more, and how it's easier to be able to tell how we feel, and that can help us to know when the Spirit's trying to talk to us. I think that it's been so easy for me for a long time to kind of not be in tune, because honestly, I felt crappy a lot of the time. I really did. I wasn't eating well, and I wasn't exercising, and I wasn't taking care of this physical body the Heavenly Father gave me, and so I really struggled with that, and now I can truly say that those things make a difference. I hope that you know how special you are, and I know that you're being told that on a regular basis by your fabulous young women leaders, your parents, your friends probably, and countless other people. But it doesn't matter how many times they tell you that you're great if you don't believe it. So my challenge for you tonight is this. If you are struggling with how you feel about yourself, I want you to kneel down and I want you to pray first. And then I want you to ask, in what ways can I be better so that I can feel better about myself? What can I do? And I promise you that the Spirit will help you to know. Whether it's that you need to change how you're eating, or that you need to move a little bit more, or maybe you need to be doing other spiritual things to feel better, making better choices, the Spirit will help you to know. This was such a neat opportunity for me, and I hope that you guys are having a great activity, and that that you know that I know that God lives. He loves each one of us. And like I said earlier, He made you to be perfect in His eyes. Don't ever forget that. And I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for letting me sneak it to your activity. Bye.